Yo, Flurfs, what's up? It's good to see you guys all here tonight. Glad you could all make it. We have Lou and PJ Cruikshank in the Element. How are you guys doing?
Yo. Oh, good, dude.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys.
Too.
It's good to see you guys. I hope you guys had a good day.
Yeah, did a bit of Bible study.
Nice.
Well, day just started for me.
Oh, nice. And our day's ending.
Loving the title. Like I say, I know plenty about fishing for fish, but I don't know about fishing for glove evidence. I think you're bang out of luck there, dude.
I think that's the whole point, because you were my inspiration today. Like, what this show is going to be about? And then I thought, well, PJ loves fishing, and well, it's difficult to get evidence for this globe. So let's say fishing for evidence for the globe.
There we go. And the sea's got a lot to do with it, with the horizon and all that. It's good. I like it.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you guys. Who did I see there? PJ Cruikshank, obviously. Lou, good to see you too. YouTube, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. Miss Mod Queen Bee, hello. Glad you could make it. I love that name, by the way. I think it's very catchy.
It is.
Alan Norstrand, what's up? Professor Harvester, hello. Into the break, good to see you too. One Mind, One Spirit, hey, good to see you. Thank you for popping by. Glenn Sells, hoo-hoo, how's it going? Please, guys, share the show. Hit the likes, you know the spiel. Let's get this out to a further audience. So, I released my first video on my Flatzoid channel today.
Yeah.
I just wish I could place the thumbnail. I worked so hard on that thumbnail. And I can't even upload it.
I know. I see the thumbnail in Element, but yeah, on your video it's not there. Isn't that weird?
Because I'm supposed to verify my number to be able to put the thumbnail on, but it won't. Doesn't matter which phone number I put in, it just won't accept it. It just says there's a problem.
Is it the one with the ship?
Ship?
No, he's on about his Get Fit video.
My fitness channel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I hope I get that sorted out soon, so I can actually post.
Hello.
Hey, Into the Break. What's up? Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Glad you can make it.
I can see your face.
It looks quite cold there.
Well, yes, pretty cold.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's the first time I've ever seen anything, apart from a jet.
Well,
I haven't shaved. I don't shave in the wintertime, so.
Yeah, don't mind me.
I don't blame you. Yeah. I got a question for you, dude. Have you seen any curve around there lately?
I've seen a lot of slopes.
Okay.
Never any curve.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the problem everybody has there.
Yeah, all slope, no curve.
Yeah.
Do you think that people will ever realize the difference between a slope and a curve?
We should. A slope.
I don't think Lou knows what a curve is.
No.
You hear that, Lou?
Yeah. It's saying I don't know what a curve is.
I don't think you do either.
But it's good to have you here, Lou. I was going to say hi to Nathan Wright, Kanye West, and Space Miner. What's up, guys? So, where do you think we're going to get this globe evidence, guys? Where can we go fishing? I was thinking we can even hop onto a Discord chat room if we really have to for the last resort and see what the globers are talking about.
I mean, you've got NASA 24 hours looking at Earth, haven't you? And we've always got that curve there, 24 hours a day, you know?
But yet we can't see upside down things on this Earth.
Exactly.
It's amazing they can have satellites zooming into people and planes and stuff if they really need to. But when you ask them to show us upside down ships or something, they can't.
That's right.
Then no, all of a sudden, no, sorry, it's just too small. Ooh. Yeah, guys, there's my link to the new channel. Thank you very much, Alan. Really appreciate it. YouTube, pendulum. Whoa, what's a pendulum got to do with evidence for a globe? Pendulums just go straight and back, correct? Just goes forward and back. Unless you're using those pendulums like you use for art, and you give it momentum, angular momentum, then it draws out those that really cool patterns.
Yeah, it gives you good patterns and stuff, but it doesn't give you a globe, does it?
No, definitely not. And then eventually it ends up losing all its energy because it's transferred all that energy, and it stays in one place.
That's it. That's it.
So yeah, it's
But how come the pendulum drifts?
it doesn't drift. Pendulums
does.
don't drift. Then it's broken.
Yeah, the pendulum's not meant to drift. It's meant to stay in the same spot. The Earth is meant to move underneath the pendulum.
Yeah.
So if it drifts, then there's something wrong there. Huh?
Exactly.
No, we expected drift.
No. Hey, Liv
Yeah.
Kung Fu, good to see you. And Jolly Man, what's up? What's the drift?
The drift is because of the Coriolis force.
Coriolis force?
Box.
What force are you talking about?
Or effect, I should say.
But what force is it?
The Coriolis effect and the Coriolis force are pretty similar.
But they're not the same things.
I'll have to look it up. I haven't really done studying on what I'm going to talk about, so...
Okay, yeah. Well, it's simple. The Coriolis effect is based on observable demonstration. So if we're on a rotating reference frame, that would be the non-inertial reference frame, and we observe something to have a apparent deviation in the inertial frame, aka not attached to our reference frame, that would be Coriolis effect. Coriolis force is simply just a fancy word of saying centrifugal force.
Well, you get it by the wind and Earth's rotation.
Wind's unbonded. Wind moves in all directions, mate.
But the wind, the atmosphere and the wind move with the rotation.
That's false. Which way does the Earth rotate, guys?
From east to west.
Okay, now I'm sure I've seen wind go in the opposite direction before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go in all directions.
So not in the direction of the Earth's rotation.
But there's north and south.
Do you get what we're saying? If you're
The
saying
northern
it's
hemisphere and the southern hemisphere.
you're claiming Velcroed wind.
Yeah.
Yet I can literally I can show you observations where wind goes opposite of your spinning Earth. So that debunks the assertion that wind and atmosphere move in lockstep.
So why do tornadoes move in one direction in the northern hemisphere and the other direction in the southern hemisphere?
Air currents and hemispheres are big in the question, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Saddlebum.
We have an atmosphere.
We have air to breathe. Yeah, I agree.
That's an atmosphere.
No, we have air to breathe. Atmos,
That's
gas.
part of the atmosphere.
We have gas to breathe, but that's got nothing to do with your argument. Your argument is gas that moves in all directions constantly is velcroed to a spinning Earth that's not observed.
Maybe I'll just have to look it up.
I think you put a link in to do with the pendulum having different elements in it.
Yep. It definitely does.
Yeah.
Why don't we start from the beginning like we did yesterday?
And look how well that went for you guys. Hey, Sovereign Soul, good to see you, man. And Michael Kahn, what's up? Good to see you guys.
Hey,
So,
Michael.
Shushu, let's go search
Uh,
for some globe evidence.
So if we're starting from the beginning, we'd have to ask what is the scientific method. We'd have to go with that.
Not really, because we're looking for globe evidence, not scientific method. The globe
And then we
isn't.
can
Look,
show
the
you,
globe isn't scientific, so therefore it's a total different category.
and then we can look at the Cavendish experiment
Not an
or the
experiment.
Foucault's pendulum.
We just said.
Evidence.
We just told you whether Foucault's pendulum is not evidence, and Cavendish is not an experiment, and it's got
What's
nothing
that?
to do with the shape of the Earth.
Mass attracts mass.
Mass doesn't attract mass.
Yeah.
No, it
It
doesn't.
does.
Show us mass attracting mass, please. Stand on a
The
skateboard.
Cavendish
Stand on a
experiment.
skateboard next to a huge ship and see if it'll attract you, please.
We can do some calculations and figure out how much it should be
Calculations
attracting
aren't
mass.
calculations aren't observed
Reality.
reality.
We can do
we went through. Wait,
calculations.
sorry, Lou. I'm going to stop you there. We went through this last night. Calculations are not observed reality. What's up, Jono? Good to see you, man. Okay,
They
you can
describe
calculate.
reality.
You can calculate pixie dust. It doesn't make it reality. Just like you
You
can
can't
calculate
calculate
mass
pixie dust.
attracting mass, it doesn't make it reality.
How would you even go about calculating pixie dust?
Easy. If I have 5 pixies and the one farts pixie dust, and it causes the other 4 pixies to be able to fly, therefore 5 plus 1, thanks to fart, they're based on pi r squared, the 4 pixies are able to fly longer than the 5th one that farted. How's that? I calculated it.
Luch is more repeats than the BBC.
Yeah, exactly, Nathan, right? A double sink in your kitchen will debunk Coriolis. I agree. Guys, please share the show. Really appreciate you all coming. Okay, are you guys ready to search for some glob evidence?
Aye. Let's see.
Aye.
I mean, not all evidence is fact, is it? I mean, you can get evidence in a police station and it turns out it's not factual. So, yeah, so even if you found some evidence, doesn't mean it's reality. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Exactly. So let's
Look, I understand why you object to pictures from space, because if even one picture of space is real, then everything crumbles. So you have to deny.
No, that's not why we.
pictures
No,
from
no, no,
space.
no, that's wrong. That's bullshit. There
I'd
is
love
no
one to
pictures from space because it violates natural law. Not
Yeah.
because we don't give
And
a
that's-
shit about pictures from space. It's got
I would've-
absolutely nothing about flat Earth. It's got to do with you guys making a claim that violates natural law.
We often look at pictures that allegedly come from space, and they get debunked every time. Videos, pictures, whatever, because there is no photos as such from space. We've got images. You haven't got photos as such, you know. And I would have loved nothing more than space to be real. Do you know what I mean? It's every kid's dream in it to go to be an astronaut to other worlds and that. So I would have loved it. It just so happens it isn't. So I'm a realist, you know.
But what if it was real?
I love science fiction, but that's where it stops. Science fiction,
But what if it is real?
but it's not.
It can't be.
But what
It
if it is?
violates natural law. Would you agree natural law
But
is
if
real?
it's real, then if even one picture of space is real, then you must be wrong about it violating natural law.
Yeah, that would be a black swan. That would be a black swan, but we haven't got that, have we? We haven't had a real picture.
Wait. But I gotta
But we
ask.
have, so
Are you
you
sick
must
of
be
having
wrong.
issues with your...
But I
You
gotta
must be
ask,
wrong.
Lou. Do you think natural law is real?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you understand that no matter how hard you try, you will never, ever be able to violate natural law. So in other words, you
yes.
can't overcome entropy.
Yeah, well,
Well, you couldn't. You can't overcome it. That shouldn't be hard for you to answer.
Let's put it this way. You get older. That's natural law.
yeah.
Can you overcome getting
yeah.
older?
No.
You can't rejuvenate, can you?
Okay, great. So why is it then you think you are able to overcome natural law, aka entropy, with your globe?
Is entropy a law?
It's a natural law, yes. The second law of thermodynamics is a natural law, mate.
Yes.
Yeah. And the second law of thermodynamics is the entropy law.
Ah.
Hey, GR Taper, what's up? Captain Caveman, hey, good to see you. Haven't seen in a while. Oxford Spirit, Coral, it's glad to have you guys here. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Let's get more people on the show. Because I've seen the numbers have been going down a bit. Probably because half the trolls are drowning in their sorrows that they can't comment anymore.
Yeah, they can't comment. Yeah.
I still delete quite a few comments that's held for review by them crying all the time. Because now they can't just leave their derogatory comments anymore. So now it just doesn't get shown.
I heard somebody said it was like a ghost town in comments the other day. But it's because, like you said, of the trolls. The trolls anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't the second law of thermodynamics the law that describes, like, the behavior of entropy in a closed system?
It's the entropic law. It explains entropy as a whole, not in a closed system.
Yeah, no.
You do understand entropy is part of every single system. The basis of no, you see, this is the problem you guys have listening to people like FTFE and them again, where they try and, just like they did with the words of that story Creaky Blinder last night, trying to say level and flat are not the same thing. You know what I mean? This is the same thing that they're doing. Well, but you see, it says entropy will always increase in the universe. So therefore, entropy is only about the universe. No, it's not. An isolated system. An isolated system is specifically a hypothetical. It's the be-all, end-all of all boundaries. That doesn't exist in reality. It's hypothetical. Now, there is two systems that do exist in reality. And every person, engineer, everybody has to know these systems. Would you know what those systems are?
It's two. Simple.
Open and closed system.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, you can consider, let's say, a balloon. Let's try this. What is a balloon? What kind of system is a balloon, guys?
It's
Right.
open system. It's sorry, it's closed. It lets some things out.
No, it's open.
It's all, yeah,
What?
right. Yeah.
A balloon
Open.
is an open system.
Open because it lets air
But
out.
no, it's closed.
No, it's open.
You've
But
tied it up with inside.
yeah, but that air escapes through the little pores.
You've got pores in it, so it is open. I was right first time.
Based on thermodynamics, the open system will let energy and matter through its boundaries, aka a balloon lets energy and matter through its boundaries. So it's an open system.
The closed will only let it in.
Closed only lets energy through its boundaries. So in other words, I put the heat source outside. Like a terrarium.
Yeah.
The air is not able to go, or any matter is allowed to go through that system, but only the energy from the light source or whatever is going through there. So you're getting photosynthesis through energy exchange through the two systems. But that's the only exchange through the boundaries. You get it? With a balloon, the air is still escaping, so therefore it's an open system. But hypothetically, they calculate it as a closed or isolated system because it takes time for that gas to leave.
Release,
A closed system is one that does not exchange matter with its surroundings, right?
Exactly. And a balloon exchanged matter with its surroundings, so therefore a balloon
But a
is an
balloon
open system.
doesn't exchange matter with its surroundings, so a balloon is a closed system.
Oh, sorry, so a balloon doesn't become flat over time.
A balloon is a closed system.
It doesn't.
It does not
Sorry,
exchange matter
Lou, I'm
with
going to
the
stop you there. I'm
environment
going to
that
stop you there. You're
surrounds
not listening. Does a balloon get flat?
it. It falls to the ground
Because what's happening?
over time.
Why is it falling to the ground?
I guess the helium wants out or something. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't have to be helium. It could be air.
The air inside the balloon escapes through its boundaries to the surrounding system. That's why. So it's an open system.
No.
Just like when people go and say a thermos is an isolated system, does your coffee eventually get cold?
It does eventually.
Yeah, so it's not an isolated system. It can be calculated as one. It's hypothetically an isolated system, but it's not actually. It's an closed system. Very simple stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I doubt it. I said open, then I was like, oh, hold on. No, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's almost like a catch-22 question.
It is, because I understand it being closed, but the air gets out, so it's definitely open. If it gets out, then it's got to be open. Closed, like you say, only energy gets in, nothing gets out. Nothing physical gets out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, Lar, good to see you, man. Okay, are we going to listen to some 42? I love this guy's videos, by the way.
Sorry, his moustache has got.
Yeah, he's got an epic moustache. But I must say, this guy really does have good content. I like his videos. Although a lot of it is fundy based, it's always looking at it as a globe and all that. And he believes evolution and all that nonsense. But yeah.
What if I say it like this? A balloon can be considered a closed system that is not in thermodynamic equilibrium. Equilibrium.
Do you know what equilibrium means?
That's like the
entropy. Do you know entropy is about equilibrium?
Balance.
It's balance. It's looking for equilibrium. A balloon, if it's not in equilibrium, means entropy will increase. In other words, the air inside the balloon will eventually escape it into the surrounding system as it seeks equilibrium. So therefore, it just, your own argument debunks itself.
Why?
I just explained it. Your statement debunks itself because it is about equilibrium. It's seeking equilibrium.
I said a balloon can be considered a closed system that is not in thermodynamic equilibrium.
Then it's not a closed system. A balloon isn't in... How can I put it this way? A balloon isn't a closed system even if you consider it one. This is the same that we had last night with you. Just because you consider it to be a model of a ellipsoid, the globe, doesn't make it one. Just like you guys, if you consider gravity to be a force, even though it's not, doesn't make it a force.
Yeah, that's true. It just simplifies it.
No, it doesn't simplify it. It shows you guys are fundies.
No.
Yes.
Wait, what's a fundy?
A fundamentalist who rather ignores reality because you would push your belief over reality.
No.
Yes.
A gaslighter.
A gaslighter. There we go.
A gaslighter?
Yes. someone that tries to convince someone else that their belief is wrong by introducing this belief in. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to make other people think that their belief is wrong by introducing your belief. That's kind of, or saying their belief is wrong, no matter what they're saying, evidence they provide. That's kind of gaslighting.
And willful ignorance.
No.
But yeah,
Alright,
but the point is, Lou, everything, even all the arguments you've been giving us, is literally based what we're saying. Why we call you guys globe fundamentalists, because you can calculate something and consider it to be that, doesn't actually make it that, but yet you guys will take that what you just consider it to be as fact, even though reality shows it's for fact not that.
But why? Because if we calculate something to be a fact,
you can't
calculate something to be a fact. I can calculate pixie dusts painting the earth.
Yeah, but that's just made
that doesn't
up
make
in your head.
Just like gravity as a force is made up in your head.
But we do physical calculations. We go outside and do physical calculations.
Not physical.
Hey Mary Hens, hey Max65, good to see you.
Doing a measurement.
Sorry, last time I checked, measurements are not calculations. Now you can take calculations off of physical measurements.
Yeah.
And that's what geodetic surveying does. They take the physical measurements. No, they go outside. Mm-hmm. They set up their equipment to a horizontal datum. Okay?
They do lots
They
of
then
things.
measure straight lines. Then after they measured straight lines to a horizontal, they then consider it to be a curved line because of their belief. They therefore calculate these curved lines of a model that doesn't exist of a belief. So does that overwrite what they actually measured?
Well, let's just watch the video.
I'm going to give you the answer there. No, it doesn't, guys. Models do not dictate reality. Reality dictates models.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Let's watch some Mr. 42. He's busy saying, does the evidence prove Earth is flat? Ooh, this should be interesting. I haven't watched this one from him, though. Let me like it quickly. Ding. Okay, let's go.
42 here. You don't have to be a dentist to know that tooth decay is caused by the formation of plaque, which is basically a thin film of bacteria that coats your teeth. When you eat foods high in carbohydrates, that bacteria converts the carbs into acid, which erodes your tooth enamel over time. Fair enough. But what would you say to someone who instead believed dental decay was caused by tooth worms?
Huh, he's practically making my point here. Now he can calculate it by saying dental plaque comes from tooth worms, correct, guys?
Yeah.
Can calculate that, and he can have a model that explains it, and it can be quite an accurate model. Does it actually make tooth worms real?
No.
No.
You can't have a model that describes tooth worms.
Yes, you can. They're invisible tooth worm bacteria that eats away your teeth.
That's supernatural.
No.
Can you not build a model of a plan of a block of flats, a block of apartments before it's actually built? You can have a model of anything you like.
Or how about okay, let's put it this way.
Supernatural.
Okay, Lou, let's put it this way. Dark energy, is it observable?
No.
Is there a model for dark energy?
Well, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Could you present?
If I think I wrote a comment on one of your videos, explaining dark matter and stuff.
That's not the point.
I
The
think
point
it was
is
really good.
that's not the point. The point is you're making a claim that a model dictates reality. Okay? I just showed you that's false, because you said now it's magic if we can calculate a model for toothworms.
It's supernatural.
Why is it supernatural? So dark matter is supernatural?
No, but magic is supernatural.
Sorry, toothworms are supernatural. How's it magic? Please tell me how toothworms are magic.
Like, okay, well, there might actually be toothworms in reality, but I don't know. Are there toothworms?
No, there isn't. That's the point. You can calculate it to be toothworms. You can make a model to say it is toothworms. It doesn't physically mean they exist.
You can't really make a accurate model. Nah.
I don't know how to get this through to him.
It's just an idea, isn't it? It's an idea, and you just make. Oh,
It's crazy.
But, dark matter is invisible matter.
So magic.
Yes.
So in other words,
Well,
it literally goes against what matter is then.
okay, well, let's I'm gonna say it like this. If we understand gravity and how gravity works, just go along with me here. Go along. Put your mind in one of our heads, I guess. Okay, say we understand gravity and what different objects cause different amount of gravitational pull. We look up in a sky and see an object moving in a weird way. And if we understand gravity, then we could say with confidence, hey, there should be an object right here causing a gravitational pull that affects this object. We then look in that space and see nothing.
exactly.
Yeah, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
is dark matter.
Andrew, thanks for coming, man. I'm trying to get Lou to shut up sometimes because he doesn't get it. But we're trying to go through this video. Lou, it's very simple. You literally make our point. You're affirming the consequent and begging the question fallacies. There is no actual, how can I put this, fact for what you just said. You're literally doing correlation based with the begging the question and affirming the consequent. It doesn't make it fact. Now you can make all the calculations in the world, all the models you want. It doesn't make it fact. Just like you can make a model that, how can I put this, statistically, it's probable Superman does exist somewhere. Okay? Krypton exists. It's plausible. There's a model out there. It's more plausible that Krypton exists somewhere, so Superman really does exist. Does that make it reality? No, it doesn't. It's as simple as that. Okay.
Yeah, Joe Rogan says that in another universe, there's men getting pregnant. He told Theo Von that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, there was a say in another universe, I have a doppelganger that is a glober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane. Anyway, but it's good to see you guys. Hit the like, share the show. Let's get on with 42's video.
Compelling evidence of your fancy theory about plaque and bacteria that would convince them tooth worms don't really exist? And whilst we're on the subject, why do you believe in plaque and bacteria in the first place? Have you ever seen evidence for tooth decay with your own eyes? If not, how do you know the whole thing hasn't just been made up by dentists as a nice little money spinner? Teeth worms are a real thing, by the way, or should I say, people thought they were a real thing for several thousand years. They're mentioned in ancient Babylonian and Chinese.
There we go. Hey, Seeking Starwater, good to see you. And Tony Whitcomb, what's up, man? Glad you can make it.
Texts dating back to 1500 BC, with perhaps the most famous example being a cuneiform tablet with the excellent title, The Legend of the Worm, which recounts the heartwarming tale of a band of blood-drinking, root-eating worms that devour your teeth from the inside out. Why do I have a sudden urge to brush my teeth? Whether this belief came from...
Just don't use fluoride. But that's a bit difficult, though. I mean, notice that you brush your teeth with fluoride, you rinse your mouth out with fluoride. You drink water, you got fluoride. You eat food, you got fluoride.
Yeah.
It makes sense why there's so much Globus today.
Yeah, because fluoride's meant to dumb you down, make you a bit dumb you down after a while, isn't it?
Yep.
Make you a bit more docile.
Well,
Yeah, and this whole
like,
thing is a massive equivocation fallacy, like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're gonna talk about teeth health, oral health, oral hygiene,
fluoride
and then
isn't
somehow
bad for
equate
you.
that to the fictional force of gravity.
Yep.
It's absurd right off the bat.
Exactly. Because I can see where he's going to take this, though. He's going to say, just like in the past, people believed teeth worms to exist. So, just in the past, the people believed flat Earth to exist. Does that make flat Earth true today? That's what he's probably going to do. You can read this from a mile away. Hey, Dad Studio, good to see you, man.
Fluoride is safe in moderate amounts.
Fluoride is safe, guys.
Just don't go excessive with the
Sorry, guys, this is not a medical show, so please don't take his words for it. But I'm going to tell you, no, it's not.
But yes,
9 out of 10
excessive
dentists
amount.
agree with Lou. 9 out of 10, but 1 doesn't.
Just not in excessive amounts. Don't douse the thing.
Not in excessive amounts. How much water do you drink a day, Lou?
Water can still kill you if you drink too much.
Oh, but how much water do you drink a day?
The recommended amount is, I think, 8 glasses.
Okay, with me, with my exercise, I have to drink extra. But how much fluoride is in 1 bottle of water, you'd say?
Basically none, I'd say.
No fluoride in water? Okay. I don't know which country, which universe you live in, but you might want to go check that up, mate. You got practically fluoride in anything you consume.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Okay.
Actual worms in infected water, or the worm-like cylindrical structures that can be found inside the human teeth, we're not quite sure. But thankfully, science eventually came along and put this particular nightmare to bed. Tooth worms are just one of the many outdated scientific beliefs that we've since proven to be nonsense. For instance, these days most of us accept the Earth is a sphere, but...
That's not science, by the way. Just to let people know, in case you guys are understanding, it says, the globe, we're accepting it to be a globe, so therefore science proved it. No. Shape is not science, just have to point it out.
How many of us have actually seen the evidence that it's true? Contrary to popular belief, the spherical nature of planet Earth has been a widely accepted fact for a good millennia or two now, having been discovered by Pythagoras and others as...
Widely accepted fact, yet they've been teaching flat Earth till the 1900s even. Very weird.
But isn't that funny? He just said teeth worms were a scientific fact. He outed himself.
Exactly. But also, it couldn't be a scientific fact if it was said to be, 1,500 years ago? How recent did the scientific method take to come out?
1600s, wasn't it? No, sorry,
Let's see when the scientific method was postulated. I think it was the 16th century.
Oh, 16th century, so 1500s. Yeah, that was 100.
16th century, there we go.
Okay.
So, how 1,500 years ago did they say science proved teeth worms? That's a bit odd.
But it was
Dates
wrong,
don't match
wasn't
up. Sorry?
it? There weren't any teeth worms.
No, but they said science. You get it? How can you have science if science wasn't even created yet?
I'm sure they just said science because of what era it is now, and...
Well, anyway, the point is, it was seen...
You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
It's 0.7 milligrams of fluoride in 1 liter of water, typically.
That's still an amount of fluoride, isn't it? That's not next to nothing. It's still something there.
It's still something, but it's very small.
Okay, now what's it take? You brushing your teeth with fluoride? You getting food with fluoride in? You get. You don't get it. Everything accumulates. How long does it take for fluoride to get detoxed out of your system?
Probably less than a day.
Okay, if you say so. Okay, let's get on. By the way, guys, thank you all for coming. Please hit the like, share the shows, and I appreciate everybody's support on this channel. You rock.
Far back as the 5th or 6th century BC. The validity of the shape of the planet has been reinforced countless times over the years, whether
Ships disappear over the horizon. Oh, wow. So the people that postulating ships disappearing over the horizon didn't even know what perspective was, guys. They didn't know how parallax worked. And the people today are so gullible that they still take that as fact. Don't you think it was odd that people today can't say, but hang on, those people didn't understand perspective in those days. They didn't know anything about refraction yet. They didn't know anything about parallax. And they claimed ships go over the horizon. Shouldn't we re-look at the thing and see, maybe it's not what they claimed?
by European explorers sailing around it, or by NASA taking pictures of it from space.
Pictures in the natural violation. Okay. Yeah. Again, you can't go to a place that violates natural law. How many times?
Doesn't.
It does. The second law of thermodynamics is violated when you claim this.
You're wrong.
I don't care if you're a fundy and you care if you think I'm wrong. The
You're
second
wrong
of law,
about
the second,
one.
sorry, the second, now I can't even say what I wanted to say. The second law of thermodynamics says you are wrong. It doesn't care what your beliefs are.
You
Entropy
misunderstand
entropy will increase. The gas we breathe will seek equilibrium, and it will instantaneously move to the separating system, the surrounding system. If Earth was an open system with gas pressure in it, and I'm sure we do breathe gas, which has pressure, in a separate, open, very low system, it will separate and move into the available space. Just because you have a belief system of a mathematical concept that believes things not to be a force that acts like a force doesn't make it so. There is not even a demonstration ever that gas can be overcome by your beloved gravity that has never ever been observed to be in the first place. Again, natural law laughs at your globe. It doesn't exist.
So why do you believe in some laws and not others?
What believe you can't, it doesn't, a natural law doesn't care if you believe it or not. It's got nothing to do about belief.
You know for a fact natural law exists, right?
Yeah, it's a tendency for things to happen.
But gravity is also
Sorry. The gravity natural law you're talking about is a name given for observing things falling. That doesn't mean it's gravity. I can call it pixie dust. Doesn't make it pixie dust.
You can call it whatever you want.
Exactly. So gravity is not real. They just named it gravity because things
it's
fall.
just a name.
Things fall.
You can name it.
Great. So the natural law of gravity doesn't exist. But the natural law of things falling down exists.
And
They
gravity
could've named
hasn't
it
been a law
bad.
for 110 years.
So what do you
Hey,
think?
Lou, hold on.
doesn't-
Hold on. Are you aware of Einstein? Gravity hasn't been a law for 110 years. You should get up to date.
Gravity is still a law.
Hey,
It's
Gary
never been
Wabenga, good to
debunked.
see you. Gary, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Okay, let's carry on with the show.
But despite that, the
It's
average,
not
everyday
all
person
guilty
might have
party.
trouble pointing to any conclusive proof that shows them the spherical nature of the Earth. Like the cause of tooth decay, it's such a well-established fact that we simply don't question it. Or at least, most of us don't. Because now, a couple of millennia after we as a species generally agreed on what the Earth looks like, a growing number of people are rejecting established science.
Established science. Has anybody managed to show us this established science for the globe?
Never seen it.
Nah. Very weird.
So, depending on the person, it would take 32 to 64 milligrams of fluoride per kilogram of body weight.
And geometry isn't subject to the scientific method.
Exactly.
To be harmful for you.
We're not on the fluoride anymore, mate. We moved on from
I'm
that.
just confirming
Yeah. Just saying we did move on from it, eh? Okay.
And instead, subscribe
I
to the
did
theory
look it up.
that the Earth is
I
flat.
was just
So,
saying it a
strap
bit
yourselves
late.
in, because this is going to be one nonsensical ride. The Flat Earth movement can trace its roots back to English inventor, writer, and devout Christian Samuel Burley.
That's false. That's false. Traced back to 1816. What? Were the Mayans in 1816? Or how about the Hebrews?
A little bit further back than that. A little bit further back than 1816.
Last time I checked, the Egyptians weren't in 1816.
Definitely not.
The Egyptians didn't think the Earth was flat, though.
Yes, they did. Everybody
No.
knew it was flat. The only ones that thought it was a globe were the new kids on the block, aka called
No?
Greek philosophers.
No?
Yes,
No.
yes. How about the Vikings? Were they in 1816?
The
No.
Vikings didn't think the Earth was flat either.
Dude, I think you should rather shut up. You're starting to piss everybody off now. Because you're literally just, for the fuck's sake of it, saying, no, I don't agree with you. And it's starting to piss me off, and my audience too, because they're saying it's becoming a shit show. Because you're literally just saying, nah, because of your belief. And it's starting to piss me off too. Rather go
I'm
and do
sorry.
your homework before telling me I'm wrong. How's that sound? Okay,
I'm sorry.
thank you.
I'll leave now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Really? Every
Wow.
single thing we say is just nah.
Mm-hmm.
Enough is
I know.
enough.
I know.
Hey, but that's really funny when he goes, no. That's so funny.
But you see,
Come
the
back,
thing
Lou,
is,
we love when you
he's
say nah.
the thing is, he's literally making it into a shit show because he doesn't shut the hell up. He can't accept when he's wrong. He just says nah for everything, and we are past a subject, and he just goes back to the subject the whole time.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You know
You
what
try
I
and
mean?
give him. You try and give him enough leeway. Do you know what I mean? You accept him on that, like, and we've said, look, you're welcome anytime, but we get to a point when you've got to say, look, come
Yeah,
on,
it gets to a point where you're like, dude, please, you're messing up the show.
especially when you can see that you haven't given any evidence and what you've been told, you've just pretty much conceded to, but then gone back to, oh no. You know what I mean?
Now, just for him, in case he's watching.
No, see, after his life came in, then disappeared again. in Element, I mean.
It's much easier just to get that meme that shows it all. There we go. So we don't have to do it one by one. Oh, flat Earth meme. That's Egyptian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about the Nordic? I know they got the Nordic, the Incas, the Hebrew. All of them show what? May I ask?
Yeah, it looks like a flat Earth to me.
Mhm.
He's probably just listening to them too much again at the FTFE. They say, no, they didn't believe that just because they say, you know what I mean? It's.
You know what?
It's just
I don't give a shit what FTFE and them think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are morons. They literally are the king of Dunning-Kruger. We've tried so many times to get them to see their errors, and they just don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, all them other civilizations, as you can see by them illustrations there, they all show different types of flat Earths, how they thought it was, but it's all flat. You know what I mean? Whether it's someone over the top is the family keeping whatever it be. You know what I mean? It all shows it's flat, whatever way it works. You know?
Exactly. But yeah, the point here was all civilizations, no exceptions, always knew the Earth was flat, having the same cosmology, literally never ever even communicated with each other, knew it was an enclosed dome Earth, stationary, flat plane with topography, and having what they would call Sheol or Earth or Hades underneath.
Because again, virtually no one in ancient and medieval world believed the Earth's flat. He has just showed you on the screen that you're wrong.
You understand what I'm saying? So, the only ones that believed opposite were Greek philosophers that they can't even show ever existed in the first place. Really weird. And yes, let's, just for Lou's sake, did the Vikings believe the flat Earth? For practical purposes, yes. Early Norse mythology describes a flat Earth. How about Egyptians? How do you spell Egyptians?
EGYPT IANS.
IANS. There we go. Sorry, I can't think tonight. Okay. The early ancient Greeks. Where is it? Man, I doesn't want... Ancient Egyptian pharaoh Necho II might have been the first to challenge the flat Earth theory. Tony Whitcomb, thank you very much for your £10 super chat, mate. I really, really appreciate all the support on the channel, man. You are a superstar. Thank you very much. He says, can you use DuckDuckGo for better search results as Google is flawed as F? I agree. I should actually get DuckDuckGo. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. But is DuckDuckGo actually that much better? Oh, it just has no filters. But thank you very much for the super chat. Let's see if we can actually get it now. How's that? I'm just gonna put me on the screens like that. PJ, what do you think of DuckDuckGo?
I have never used it, to be honest, ever. So I have not got a clue.
I think DuckDuckGo got bought by Google. Web crawler is another option, but I think they're all compromised now.
Well, I'm going to download the browser and then we can check it out. You never know. Hey, Radio Noise, good to see you, man. But the point is, Lou, all civilizations knew the Earth was flat. Never once of them ever actually communicated with the other, and they had exactly the same idea of how Earth was, aka stationary, enclosed, and yeah.
Can you look more thoroughly, like more than the front page of Google? That's pot and kettle, Lou. That's all you do.
I want to see something quickly in Google. Let's do this, guys. Can you see my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Anyone who has uterus and ovaries could become pregnant and give birth. People who are born male and living as men cannot get pregnant. Oh, that's cool. I feel sorry for the people. A transgender man, non-binary person, may be able to.
Wow.
However, it is only possible for a person to be pregnant if they have a uterus.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they actually asked this question. Marine males, including humans, do not possess a uterus to gestate offspring. I'm proud of Google. There we go. Can men get pregnant? Yes, it's possible for men to become pregnant and give birth to children of their own. This is Healthline, guys.
This is so ridiculous, isn't it?
So what does Google say, guys? Yes, men can get pregnant.
It says that.
So we should just believe everything Google says.
For your health.
For your health. Yeah. Okay, so I installed. I'm busy downloading DuckDuckGo, and we can look at it sometime. Are you guys ready to go on the video? But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Okay, let's do this.
Robotham, who was born in 1816. It's no longer known exactly what prompted Robotham to reject a long-accepted fact concerning our fundamental understanding of
What
the universe.
fact? He didn't reject the fact. It wasn't a fact to begin with. You can't reject something as fact if it's not a fact. Hey, RH. Hey, Truth Overcome, good to see you. And that leads to another question, guys. If someone makes consensus, okay, does that make it a fact?
No. It just means they agree that that's the most likely.
Yeah, it's the majority that agree.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make it a fact. I mean, how about if you go to some island where their civilization is based on cannibalism, okay? Their consensus on there is it's a right to be a cannibal. Does that make it all right?
Not morally at all, no. Not at all.
Very weird. Yeah, guys, hit the likes. Get it up. Get the likes up, guys. Let's try to get the likes higher than the viewers. How's that? But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming.
But reject it he did, and with that strange kind of confidence reserved only for fools and madmen, he grew so confident in his flat earth theory, he decided he was going to prove it. His first test took place along the old Bedford River, which confusingly is actually...
Ooh, I love the old Bedford River.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just watch this space. That's it.
I mean, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for like 4 years for Rumpus to do this.
Rumpus to do it, yeah.
But last time I heard this was like 3 years ago. I just got to go clean the shrubs on the side. So eventually, he's still cleaning the shrubs for 3 years, guys, and it looks exactly the same.
It shows you how long it was that he started saying this, because Ranty was still a flat earther when he said it.
It shows you how long ago this was, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
a canal in 1838 in what's now known as the Bedford Level Experiment. The old Bedford River ran through the Fens, a large flat coastal plain in Cambridgeshire, England.
Large flat coastal plain. Was there any word in flat coastal plain that said curve? And notice it was large, guys, not small. Tusaka, shame. He doesn't like that I ask people to like the show.
Wow.
If you don't want to be here, Tusaka, you can leave. It's as simple as that. Because I don't know if you've realized you're one of the last clinging trolls. The other people are practically just giving up. Because...
And when you tell him you're going to ban him or whatever, or time him out, he does a sarcastic cry thing in there, but it obviously bothers him because he keeps coming back.
Okay, I got a question for all my actual subscribers and people that support me here. Do you guys like the new system where all comments go through a held for review system? Because then it's not just tainted by troll accounts and they attack you every time you comment. Don't you guys like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, all they have to say is pathetic.
Yeah.
It's never anything of substance. So it's no echo chamber. It's that no, get lost, you cognitive minimalist.
Yeah, because I mean, I was getting tired of every time I get you guys commenting, you just get hundreds of trolls going crazy in your threads, saying the most really ridiculous things. And the thing is that I've realized that when I get new subscribers or people coming to my channel, they just see these comment threads and they're like, I don't want to comment here. Why do I want? You know what I mean? It scares them off.
Luke,
so yes.
By saying you won 1-0 because you got muted. That's just.
While we're on screen, while we literally on screen show he was wrong. Okay, but anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, obviously my comments on a video have gone down, but I will rather have quantity over quality, quality over quantity. So instead of having 300 messages all just saying really filthy, disgusting stuff, you know what I mean? It's poison. I'll have 5 to 10 happy, positive comments. More than happy with that. Or criticism comments that I'm able to just say, okay, let's look what you said. Because if you go look at my page, there are some criticism comments in. It's not a troll comment.
That's good.
But what's nice is you guys can go and comment now, and you know you don't have to worry about being bombarded and attacked by a whole bunch of trolls. And they don't like that.
She said, Vicky going on about, I said she was harsh on trolls. Yeah, I did say that, Vicky, I did. I said, you mod the way you mod. It's up to you. I mod differently. It's fine. You try to make me sound like a troll simp.
Exactly.
Slow-moving, man-made canal ran dead straight for several miles across flat ground, making it the perfect location to observe and measure any potential curvature of the Earth's surface. The first experiment was simple enough. Robotham put his body on the line for science by wading into the shallow, virtually stationary water and standing there with a telescope. He watched a boat with a flag on its mast 91 centimeters above the water row slowly away from him for nearly 10 kilometers.
10 kilometers, guys. What does that tell you about water?
Yeah, I think resting bodies are what I must say. Lie flat, eh? Lie
because
level.
last time I checked, the Bedford Canal is quite a peaceful body of water.
Yeah, it's a canal, so there's no tide to it. You know what I mean? There's hardly any ripples to it, except if there's a canal, a barge going through it. You know?
Yeah, that's really weird. So last time I checked, the globers tell us when water seeks its level, it becomes curved, not flat. How is he able to see that 10 kilometers away?
Exactly.
Noting that the flag remained visible the whole time, which was interesting because according to Robotham's calculations, if the Earth really was curved, the boat should have been long out of sight by then. As we'll see later, there was a fatal flaw in Robotham's method here, but as far as he was concerned, he just scientifically proved that the Earth was flat. And
okay, I wasn't science, but okay. Tony Whitcomb, thank you very much for your £5 super chat, mate. Really appreciate your support. You are really awesome. He says, Rumpus is missing as he's weeping the clouds off the roads as gravity is real. I think Rumpus has realized he can't get anywhere because he's lied too much and he just doesn't have the correct, how can I put it, information when he comes, because he loves to come with this confidence of being right and literally while people show him wrong, and then he'll tell lies to try and keep it for the audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rumpus put himself on a pedestal that's too high, and well, we all saw he's just a lying moron that doesn't actually know anything. Hence why his name is Rumpus. That's why he overtalks everybody.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, thank you, Tony, for your super chat. Really appreciate you, man. You are awesome.
his next job was to spread this message across the globe. I mean disc. In 1849, he published a 16-page pamphlet under the pseudonym Parallax, combining his findings with some carefully selected Bible verses to show, once and for all, that we live on a flat Earth. He began promoting his views far and wide, although his debating skills in the early days weren't quite up to scratch.
Yeah, it usually happens when you start debating, though. Because you haven't got the expertise yet and the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, debating's a bit difficult then. But you get used to it sometimes, so...
Newspapers, the Blackburn Standard and the Press and Guardian, both reported how, during a lecture in Burnley, Robotham was questioned on why the hulls of large ships travelling away from shore disappeared before the sails did. It was a pretty good question, and Robotham was stumped. So...
And yet, today we're able to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so today we're able to answer it. So that means we've progressed on the argument. But notice... the Globers don't progress with us on this argument. They still stuck in, nope, it's Globe!
Stumped, in fact, that he paused for a moment, staring out across the audience, as he waited in vain for inspiration to strike, and then legged it. But did this rather embarrassing setback put paid to Rowbotham's crusade or his pamphlet? Hell no. Instead, he doubled down, hastily penning some quasi-scientific rebuttals to this and many other counter-arguments to his theory, before coming out with a new and improved 221-page book.
You know what I find funny? They say he wasn't able to rebut it, yet his name is Parallax. Parallax is literally the rebuttal.
Yeah.
That's literally the rebuttal is Parallax. Why do we see the mast ahead? Parallax.
Funny.
Titled Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe. The use of zetetic here, a word meaning proceeding by inquiry, is laughably ironic. The same word is used more appropriately by paranormal skeptics, including the people behind the International Zetetic Challenge, which ran for 15 years and offered €200,000 to anyone who could conclusively prove that any paranormal phenomenon existed. People
And I have to pause now and then, guys, because I don't think he would copyright strike me, though. But, yeah, just for keeping with the rules of YouTube land. Especially because you're flat earther, you have to pause more than not being a flat earther kind of thing.
will do anything for money these days, but even so, the competition ended in 2002 with the prize unawarded. Having fled from a lecture hall when the going got tough, you might be thinking Rowbotham wasn't up to much when it came to debating, but it turns out, when your belief system is centered on something that almost every other individual on the planet thinks is absolute nonsense, you tend to get quite a bit of practice at arguing, and by the time his book hit the shelves, Rowbotham had matured into an accomplished debater. And
Yeah, because he probably had so much people that he could debate that keep coming with the same things over and over and over. And no matter how much times you explain it to them, they just reset and go back to, oh, but go over curve. You know. Have you guys not realized that?
Yeah.
Everybody we debate, it's like they have some kind of mind reset the next time you talk with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the same debate.
Yep.
It's
And
like
sometimes in the same minute, we just experienced it.
it's like they have some kind of dementia or something.
Yeah, it's amazing. Nothing has changed in 150 years.
Mm.
I mean, think about it. What argument has progressed from the globe side in 150 years?
Well, we'll see
Nothing.
exactly.
Actually,
My
nothing.
pictures, my photos, my pictures of paintings.
But notice how we have actual rebuttal to that pictures of photos from space.
Yeah.
And they don't have a rebuttal to us. All there is, oh, we got pressure gradient. Without understanding, pressure gradient comes after the pressure, which comes after containment. And no matter how much times you show them this, explain it to them, literally draw it for them with crayons, they would still go, no, it's pressure gradients. It's like literally talking to a what I'm trying to think of a nice way to put this. A wall.
Cognitive minimalist.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Miss Martez, 56 people watching. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming. But hit the likes. There's only 23 likes. I'm sure it doesn't take too much out of you just to hit the likes. But appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad we stumbled upon this video. It's beautiful, yes?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
and was filling lecture halls up and down the country, charging punters sixpence a head to hear him speak. He outwitted many opponents during this time through ingenuity and skill, which are both pretty essential when you've got no science on your side.
What do you mean, got no science on your side? You guys don't have science on your side. Can anybody show us the science for the globe, please?
Nope, sorry.
Because last time I checked, I haven't seen science for a globe yet. Because shape is not science. And when they want to claim hypothesis, science for, let's put it this way, science for gravity, where's their hypothesis in a science experiment? There isn't. I have yet to see someone present to me a scientific hypothesis and experiment for gravity. Sovereign mental midgets. There we go.
eventually, in 1864, a year before Zetetic Astronomy got its third, final, glorious 430-page edition, Rowbotham was tied down to another experiment. He was invited down to the Hoe in Plymouth, a large public space that looked out to sea, and asked to explain why a telescope set up there could only observe the top half of the lantern of the Eddystone Lighthouse.
Easy. Parallax. Like I said, his name literally rebuts it. He just has to say one word, parallax, and walk off the stage.
Which sat 14 miles out to sea. Rowbotham, yet again, put his debating skills to good use, flying in the face of the observable evidence and claiming this actually proved the Earth was indeed flat. He most likely drew on arguments detailed in Perspective on the Sea, a section of his...
Ah, perspective. Woo woo. There we go. So he did give a rebuttal.
Yeah.
So there we go, guys. Globies. Even Rowbotham tells you it's perspective. So what's your issue? Are you guys claiming perspective doesn't exist? Or maybe you just don't want to understand how perspective works?
His book that claimed a rough sea will affect which part of an object disappears as it moves further away from the shore. It was nonsense wrapped in a half-truth, but plenty of people present that day believed him.
Hey TB, good to see you, man. Things fall. Remember, there's always pressure between objects and the medium. That's a given, because there's always pressure. But that doesn't cause it to fall. What causes it to fall is it's being unevenly imbalanced, and the forces are unevenly balanced. So therefore it falls.
As much as it's easy to poke fun at Rowbotham and his flat Earth fallacy, it's worth remembering he
Flat
didn't
Earth
have the
fallacy?
benefit of the more obvious forms of evidence for a spherical Earth that we have today. The first image of the Earth taken from space was snapped more than 100 years after the Bedford level experiment.
Hey, Spuddy, observed, measured, and navigated flat. Interesting, exactly. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Really appreciate it. That photo that he just showed, was that in space? I just want to click. There we go. Was that in space? No. High altitude. And then I've got a question for everybody. What happens when you see too far? I think we've explained this before. That we have a thing called a limit. So, if my limit is yay far, okay, what do you think this shape it's going to make? We're able to rotate this. Okay, we can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Let's make another color. Okay. There we go. What do you think is going to happen when we place all these lines what's that drawing out there, guys? Is that drawing out a curve?
Yeah.
Huh. But it's flat lines, straight lines, correct?
Absolutely.
Because I got a limit to how far I can see. This is why you have a 360-degree world view around you. So as soon as you're around, you turn around, and all you can see around you is that. So you'd be in the middle, looking out. And then the horizon, for instance, here. Let's say you can only see that. That's your field of view.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Huh.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it looks to be curved. It's not actually curved. It's optical.
No, I mean the way you've drawn it, it's curving towards you, not down away. You know what I mean? Down from you.
Exactly. But you see, this can be explained. It's simple optics. It's part of perspective.
More than 100 years after the Bedford level experiment. And this was also some 65 years before the invention of the aeroplane, meaning world travel was far, far trickier than it is today. That bit's important, because one of the easiest ways to demonstrate the Earth is spherical in everyday life is to hop on a plane to the opposite hemisphere to the one you live in, and look up at the night sky, which will be full of constellations not visible from your home. But even putting all of that to one side, let's not forget...
I mean, I've been giving Lou the benefit of the doubt lately. Even in my videos, you guys don't see it. He's also been giving troll comments that I keep on having to delete. That I don't approve. So he's kind of asking for it, you know what I mean? I think he's got too comfy. Let's put it that way. So he thinks he can get away with things.
Robotham was
What's
under the
funny is
impression.
that Lou is the best that the Globe has to offer. He's better than Grayson. Like, he really is the best. Like, so great job, Glovers.
That's all they got, yeah. It's crazy. Because what he is the best, you know why? Because he listens to FTFE.
That's true. That's true. Such a good song to listen to, isn't it?
So yeah, we got 73 votes, guys. Is there any globe evidence? Yes, 36%. No, 64%. I think that's a very telling poll. Because
all 36% was all of Lou's troll accounts.
Well, yeah, I still fail to see any globe evidence, but because remember, most of the so-called globe evidence is based upon first having a flat Earth, which is really ironic, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like trying to fight against you live in a building and then try and fight and say there's no such thing as a foundation. You deny a foundation because you have a building. That's practically what the globe is. I deny that it's built upon a flat Earth because I have a globe. It's like, dude, your globe literally is derived from a flat plane. Literally. Every single aspect of a globe cannot exist unless it's first derived flat. It's not hard to get.
He had scientifically proven the Earth was flat. So what exactly did he get wrong then?
No, he didn't scientifically prove the Earth is flat. And did you notice he just said scientifically prove?
Yeah.
Ooh, anti-flat earthers, you better go tell Mr. 42 that science doesn't prove things.
Find out, we can look at an open challenge put forward by one of Robotham's followers, John Hampton, in the weekly journal Scientific Opinion. Hampton's confidence in a flat Earth was so unshakable,
Scientific opinion. Guess what that means, guys?
It means it's their individual opinion. Come together, talk about it, and then it's consensus.
Yeah, so not science then, because
Yeah.
it's pseudoscience then.
Mm-hmm.
he was prepared to offer £500 to anyone who could prove
Wow.
otherwise. That's about £60,000 in today's money. It was a
Wow.
bold
I would take that.
claim, but you have to wonder if Hampton was just a tad nervous when none other than Alfred Russel Wallace took up the wager. Wallace was a naturalist, explorer, geographer, anthropologist, and biologist who is most famous today for having co-discovered the theory of evolution, alongside
Discovered. Okay.
Charles Darwin. Well, I say famous, most people have never actually heard of him, but he put pen to paper on his own evolutionary theory in 1855, 4 years before On the Origin of Species was written. And in
Yes, TB. Pseudoscience, exactly. Hey, Jamato Wombat, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, we all know what we do when people talk about the theory of evolution. We laugh at them.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you have to tell the people there is no such thing as evolution. Literally, yeah, there's literally nothing for it. They want there to be. How can I put evolution is pulling at straws. I think that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like digging out a turtle in the ground and saying, "Oh, you see, because this turtle came out the ground, so therefore it got buried billions of years ago and wasn't a turtle when it got buried." You know, they'll come with anything.
You can't tell from that fossil whether it's reproduced or anything. All you can tell is it's not alive anymore.
Yeah. It's insane.
I want my tail back. Don't you think a tail would be pretty useful? Like, I don't get... It wasn't useful. What are you saying? Like, a tail is pretty useful.
Yeah, look at the apes. Look how they swing using they hold their body weight up with those tail.
Yeah.
Why don't Why don't we have hands for feet like monkeys anymore? If it, it's supposed to be, evolution's supposed to be better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why
Look
are
at
we
kangaroo.
devolving?
A kangaroo stands on its tail and can box and kick at the same time. I'd love to be able to do that.
It hits with its tail. But I mean, it's really insane. It's like they're saying we're devolving then.
Yeah.
But evolution on its take is false. It literally goes against natural law as well, because it's they're claiming it's creating new information out of nothing. How?
Exactly. The information has to be there.
The information's already there. And that information was created by a creator.
Yeah. Allowing us to be able to adapt.
I mean, the last time I checked, if I, let's say, see a sandcastle, it's not going to evolve into a better sandcastle just because time.
No. And if it was there long enough and got petrified, it's still no good as a house, is it?
Exactly. Wow, Lev, I would love to see that. I wonder if he's got his... Why am I not subscribed? I am now. Ooh. What do you guys think about the trees? The giant trees? I find it actually very interesting because
Definitely.
I would say there is evidence for it.
I mean, some of them mountains do look like tree stumps, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be petrified tree stumps.
Petrified. Yeah, absolutely.
And people can laugh at me all they want, but I mean, I see more evidence that it could be than what it can't be. I mean,
some of them have got the green of wood, the ring of wood, and everything. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Aaron. Kangaroos don't use tails to hit. Yes, they do. Don't they?
I thought.
Or was it is they use their tails to stand on and they hit? Then I'm wrong. Yeah, sorry.
I thought.
I got that wrong. Sorry, Aaron. Okay. But yeah, guys, there's Luv's channel. Do go and subscribe to him. Double click with the claws. But yes, a kangaroo's buff, dude. That's one thing. Kangaroos are jacked.
Definitely. You've got 6 packs in the brain.
So it's like what do they do in their free time? No, they lift weights.
He's carrying them kids about in pockets. That's what it is.
I think that would be funny. You're like got the pet kangaroo something, you're trying to figure out how it's getting so jacked, and then you like have a camera put on it, and it doesn't see the spy camera while he's sleeping. It's like looking or you sleep, and you see it go behind a corner. All of a sudden, it comes out with weights. And starts doing weightlifting. Oh wow. Okay, let's get on.
Many ways, the theory of evolution is as much his as it is Darwin's. Anyway, suffice to say that in Alfred Wallace, John Hampden had more than met his match. Wallace had even started out his career as a surveyor, so as well as being one of the leading thinkers of his generation, he also happened to know a thing or two about taking measurements in real-world settings. Ooh. As it turned out, it wasn't that Rowbotham's findings were wrong, exactly. He had
I'll look like a kangaroo in a few weeks. Well, yeah, I've got quite a plan, Sarah. This week's going to be interesting. That's coming now. There's quite a big channel that he's got a 20-minute full body workout challenge that I'm going to be doing this week. So that's the exercise I'm going to be doing for the week, and it's going to be interesting to see how I get through it. Keto diet is the shiz, yeah, but I do like my more balanced way of going. Ketos to me is too extreme. I think it takes a bit of the needed carbs that you actually want to go. But keto works for people. I don't think it's going to really work for me though, especially with the way I'm trying to get done. So yeah, I'm trying to just lose some body fat now, and obviously I'm going to start building muscle as well, so I can... How can I do it? I'm trying to do a even build You know, so I'm bulking evenly, very minimal bulking while I'm cutting. So I'm going to be cutting actually now, want to get rid of my fat, and then I'm going to bulk a bit, cut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
until I'm at my desired weight, I would say. But I'm looking forward to it, really excited. I have to say I'm enjoying the 4 a.m. in the mornings up. Weird to say that, but I am enjoying it.
Back to the Future hinted giant trees being real.
Mm-hmm.
What, Back to the Future 3?
Yeah.
Because there were, I would
But-
presume, 'cause some of them things, the scenery there could have been tree stumps.
But I mean, think about it as well. I mean, like the Bible explains giants in the lands and things. How do you? There's so much things out there that looks like there were giants, petrified giants. Like you see mountains in shapes of giant elephants and giant beings and stuff, which is really weird. How would you get that kind of erosion to be so perfectly shaped like the anatomy of an animal or something?
I know, yeah.
It's really odd.
Yeah.
Indeed, taken accurate measurements of distant objects that shouldn't have been invisible to him had the Earth been spherical. The trouble was...
Yeah, the carnivore meat only. Ooh. I'm going to try that, by the way, as a video idea, working only on the carnivore diet for 7 days. So it's going to be literally just meat.
Atkins diet.
But that's the thing. I've got a whole bunch of different challenges and plans that I want to go through. So guys, do stay tuned. I think the channel's gonna really hit off. I got some big plans for the channel. The first thing I got to figure out though, my damn lighting.
Hey Don, how you doing, man?
Hey
Good to
Don,
see
good
you.
to see you, man. Glad you, because really I'm sorry, I'm stressing over my lighting. I can't get that damn lighting to work. 4 o'clock in the morning is really bad news for lighting. It's just not light enough, so it looks like I'm using a Nokia 9310 as a camera.
He'd failed to take into account...
No, fruit actually has good sugars, though. Remember, it's bad if you're not using it up. I'm in a calorie deficit, so it burns it away, and so it's not going to be stored as fat. So what I do is I have to make sure I've got enough proteins and carbs to be able to burn away those carbs and protein, so I'm able to keep my muscle and, you know, have energy, because I'm a very busy guy at work. I mean, I average about 18 to 20,000 steps a day. So I need to get enough carbs in to be able to burn as energy so it doesn't get stored as fat. So when I like eat an apple or something, it's actually good energy. And apples do actually have a filling effect. Yeah, fiber content is a mute fruit. Yeah, it depends. Like I said, it depends how you hold it in conjunction with something else. I mean, that's why I love to, let's say, take a egg and a fruit together, kind of thing. So they kind of help each other to have the right amounts of macros. Yeah, 3,000 is approximately 1,500 meters, 3,000 steps, about Greek
Triple
Titan.
G. He was in earlier, Triple G.
Hey, Triple G, good to see you. He was, yeah, in YouTube chat earlier. He said he might come in sometime next week, this week or something again for the YouTube land. But he's around, guys.
Yeah, he is around.
They miss you, Michael. Do you hear that? They miss you. Maybe I think PJ, you're gonna have to let him out of the basement so he can come on the stream again.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I think you've held him long enough in the basement. I think he's got to come out of it.
He was taking up too much time on Ellement. You know, I had to calm him down somehow.
You see, the thing is, we had to punish him because he's our boss and he hasn't paid us yet.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So yeah, until we get paid, we're not getting out of the basement.
One crucial factor in his experiments, atmospheric refraction. To see why this was kind of a big deal, Let's imagine someone standing on a giant salt flat, shining a torch directly in front of them, so that the beam is level with the ground at their feet. If the Earth was spherical, you would expect the ground to slowly curve away from the beam of light, which would continue traveling straight off into space. You would expect that, but it isn't quite...
In tribulation, fat people will be food.
what you'd actually see. That's because, as our beam of light gets further away from the ground below, the atmosphere becomes less dense. As you know, the speed of light changes depending on the medium it's passing through. And, as the density of the atmosphere decreases, the speed of light traveling through it increases, causing the beam of light to bend due to refraction. Depending on the atmospheric conditions at the time, that...
And then I'm going to tell you, counter this based on, we do actual observations on flat surfaces showing the same effect at the same altitude. What did we see when we introduced refraction, actually, guys, on the flat surfaces? How does it cause this beloved looking like curve? Oh, I know. It sinks the objects in the background and pulls the closer angle upwards. Really odd. So not Earth curve then. Just because they try and use refraction, aka terrestrial refraction, that's not actually light refraction, in their belief, doesn't make it true. Have they managed to show us Snell's law yet for terrestrial reflection? No, because you need two media changing at a boundary. And then also one thing I want to know, how many meters difference does it take to change from 14.7 psi to, let's say, 14 psi? I would say quite a lot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So when you're making a observation of, let's say, 10 kilometers, is there enough curve in that 10 kilometers to be able to even change based on atmospheric pressure?
I wouldn't say it.
Nothing of the globe works, guys. They all just make poppycock up to believe in a space spinning ball testicle. Yeah.
Bend can be pronounced enough
Hey,
that it
Price of
roughly
Adam, what's
matches
up?
the curvature of the Earth, which means that to someone standing at the other end of that giant salt flat, it could appear as though the torch is being shined directly at them, when in reality it's pointing way over their head. To put it simply, Robotham was tricked by an optical illusion. Most of you will have...
Aye.
Oh, God.
So Earth curve is not physical then. It's an optical illusion.
Mm-hmm.
This is hypocritical, I would say. It's amazing how they can claim, yeah, but refraction, so what you're seeing is actually just optical. But it's not optical when it's blocking it. Realize that?
Yeah.
It's not optical when it's blocking it. It's only optical when it's not blocking it. That's a bit hypocritical, I'd say.
Seen this effect in action before, by the way, because it's also what causes mirages. On very hot days, air near the ground can get significantly hotter, and therefore less dense than the air above it, inverting the pressure gradient that affected the Bedford level experiment and causing light to refract in the opposite direction. Not with the curvature of the Earth, but away from it. When you see these shimmering patches on the road on a hot day that look like puddles, you're actually seeing patches of sky that appear from your perspective.
Yeah, mirroring. Notice that you can't have that mirroring like you do over the oceans if it was curved. We'll have specular highlights, correct? But
Yeah.
we have long straight lines of light and shadows.
To be below the horizon, thanks to the bending of light from atmospheric refraction. And the same goes for lost and thirsty travelers in the desert. It isn't their desiccated minds playing tricks on them at all. It's physics. Anyway, our friend Alfred Russel Wallace was
Okay.
a clever chap and knew all of this, and so he made a few tweaks to the experiment to correct for refraction, including setting up his telescope much higher above the water than Robotham had. As was to be expected, the now accurate experiment demonstrated what we all know to be true today, that the surface of the Earth is curved and independent.
By changing the height of a pole means it's curved, guys.
Of course.
So in other words, it's like saying, guys, we're going to take a vote today, but I'm going to rig the vote and then say I won.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I don't like the outcome of Robotham's quote-unquote experiment, So I'm going to make a new one, but I'm going to rig this one because I want to show it's curved. So I'm going to make the one pole shorter than the other.
Judge brought in to adjudicate the wager was satisfied enough to declare Wallace the victor. But
Flat
Hampton
man
refused to
bad.
accept
Flat
this.
man bad.
Yeah, flat earth is bad, yeah. How dare these flat earthers show our belief system wrong?
Going so far as to write letters to every publication he could think of, accusing Wallace of cheating, and even sending a threatening letter to his wife.
Mr. Wallace, Madame, if your infernal thief of a husband is brought home someday on a hurdle, wow, with every bone in his head smashed to pulp, you will know the reason. Do you tell him from... What? Do you tell him from me he is a lying infernal thief, as sure as his name is Wallace, he never dies in his bed. You must be miserable wretch to be obliged to live with a convicted felon. Do not think or let him think I have done with him. John Hampton. How do you think this is an actual letter, or did he just make it up on his behalf for the joke? I don't know how, if that's actually real. Hey, Moon Rider, what's up? Yeah.
That's it. You just got to tell if it is or not.
And Sam, hello.
The two ended up in a long-running court battle, and although Wallace won multiple libel suits against Hampton, his legal fees ended up costing him a small fortune. He would go on to consider taking up the wager to be one of the biggest mistakes of his life. In a strange twist of fate, Wallace, quasher of early flat earth theories, would go on to be
Crusher. What?
something of a pioneer in another nonsensical movement based on conspiracy theories and half-truths. And
Let's look what Alfred Wallace actually did, guys. Well, let's do that. What did Alfred Wallace really do? Images. Oh, Monkey Man. I wonder if it's Alfred Wallace experiment. Alfred Russel Wallace and the Flat Earth Controversy. Okay. Conclusion. Where's the picture? Okay, but anyway. The abstract says, in 1870, the eminent naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace accepted a wager for £500 from a flat earth fanatic to demonstrate in public that the earth is a globe. In effect, Wallace sought to prove a scientific fact for monetary gain. The wager and its wider context are important in highlighting issues of authority and professionalism in Victorian science. As Martin Gardner's fads and fallacies, the name of science has illustrated science and sciences are established focus for crank ideas. Those predisposed to the formulation of grand theories appear to be particularly attracted to astronomy and cosmology, blah, blah, blah. Really don't need to know this. We just want to know what the guy did. So let's go look at the photo rather. I want to look at the photo. Open him a new lab. There we go. Diagram experiment. Okay, so surface of water. Okay. He says, are they the same size? The one's shorter than the other, correct? Looks like me that the middle one's shorter than that one.
It does.
Ah. So in other words, right, but Rowbotham's not allowed to.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
All right.
Can you hear me? Hello? Waiting. Where's the internet now? Where's the internet?
Nasty signal.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why the internet just dropped.
I thought it was me.
Ahoy.
But I don't see my
Your
YouTube.
signal went. Yeah, YouTube's back on.
Is it
It
on?
was buffering.
Is it back now? Sorry about that, guys. I seem to have just lost signal internet for some reason, and it's back gone again.
Yeah, it's gone again.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're gonna end the stream here then, because the internet seems to be unstable all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's going back and forth, isn't it?
Just in case, guys. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say thank you for coming. I
No
guess.
probs.
It was a good show.
It was good.
So, what do you have to say before we close quickly in case the the internet drops again?
Yeah, well, we didn't see much globe evidence, did we? Not even from professional guys like Luke, you know. But yeah, we're never going to, are we? It'd be nice if someone came in with something that made us think a little bit, but it doesn't seem to happen.
Yeah.
You
So,
know?
exactly. So yeah, guys, we fished and fished for globe evidence and we found none.
So we even had trawler nets out. We weren't just angling. We had the trawler nets out. Nothing.
We tried different. We tried bait for carp. We tried bait for bass. You know, we tried everything, guys. Even marlin.
Tried lure fishing. We tried net fishing. Maggot feeders, everything.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you, Tony Whitcomb, for your super chats, man. Really appreciate the support on the channel. You rock. Appreciate all my Patreon supporters and channel members. Appreciate everybody that just comes and hits the likes, even. And that comes. So, it's good to see you guys. I'm going to see you all then tomorrow night for another epic show. Correct? So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming. And it was good to have you in